Hey guys, William Furno here today with a new LEGO Hero Factory Classic review. This time we'll be taking a look at Fangz from the Summer 2011 3.0 Savage Planet Wave. So, yeah, here is Fangz' box. Fangz on the cover, and then he faces next, and then you have a little comic here. And then for the instruction booklet, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be the same thing as we saw in the other ones. You get Waspix versus Furno here. You get adverts for the website, the games, the comic builder, the creep crushers, all that stuff, and then the Hero Recon team. So nothing new at all. This is Fangz as a set. I guess new parts wise, we get the headpiece. Obviously, here I need to adjust the camera just a little bit there. It's easier for me to do this. We get the new headpiece, which is like a dog kind of looking thing, with buck teeth and bottom jutting out teeth. We get these new detailed parts here with the little, they're trans orange, trans red, whatever you want to call them, with the printing on them for Fangz. We get a solid 5 long trans orangish color back here. We get this new spike piece back here, really nice and solidly built in there. And I believe and then we have these pieces here, these kind of spiky pieces. But I think other than that, there's not a lot of whole new and jumping out parts. We got the Quasi spikes, I forgot to mention those. Maybe the red bone is new, but I'm pretty sure we saw that in the fire villains. Again, not a whole lot of crazy new parts to look at here. I would also say, like, the build of the set is decent. It kind of follows Raw-Jaw a little too closely, or vice versa, whatever you want to call it. They're a little bit of the same build. There's a couple interesting design choices. For example, these back legs here are kind of supposed to represent the jointed legs of an animal, like a dog, which is nice. And the front legs kind of make up for that with the length that they have. So you can kind of get more dynamic poses out of him. You can kind of get in, kind of skirt into the left if you want, because of the extra points of articulation you get back there. Sorry, kind of yawning and stuff because I'm a little tired. And then you have these kind of rubbery spear pieces that we saw last wave, but these are just, I don't know if they're a little more malleable, but they're very malleable. As you can see, these, I think they made these malleable because they do also have hardened ones of them. They are a little articulated as well. They do have hardened ones, but I think these are malleable because this character is meant to jab into stuff. So if a kid were to jab it into their own hand, or I don't know why you do that, but jab it into another character, they won't snap because they are malleable, which is another good design choice by LEGO. I would say that this does have a little bit, I mean, this isn't one of my favorites, so I might go a little bit hard on it. Sorry if Fangz is one of your favorites, but let's be honest, I don't know if he's really anyone's favorite. These pieces back here aren't connected as solidly as they could be. They are reliant on ball joints, and they swivel a whole lot, and often when you're throwing the set around or using it for something, these things will just get all messed up and it will look awkward and weird. There's also the fact that these come off pretty easily, at least when the set is under heavy play, which is usually what LEGO sets are. So these will pop out a whole lot, and I have talked a little bit about these, how these pop out so easily, and I think that's just a flaw with the piece. This is a little wobbly, but I guess the same could be said about Raw-Jaw, although he's a little more solidly built than this one. I would say the color scheme on this one is also kind of bland. It's just gunmetal, black, and silver with highlights of trans orange, but highlights is just in the middle there. But I do think the character looks generally cool. I think his head design is a little odd, but it works out for the character. I think the hunchback look that it has here with these spikes going off looks also pretty decent. But overall, I don't really think this set jumps out to me at all, and it's also one of the most generic characters in the TV show. I know Waspix had a voice. Waspix was a female, faced Furno. That was a pretty cool aerial battle. I remember Raw-Jaw was just one of the main servants that worked for Witch Doctor, had a really awkward voice, but at least still had a part. These guys were really the mind-controlled, just brainwashed servants, just angry at the heroes and growling at them, and there are like 4 or 5 of these guys that showed up in the episode itself. So that makes him even more generic. And I'm not saying that the story depletes from the set, but if you're looking at it from my perspective, where I actually watched the stuff, it kind of takes away from it just a little bit, because it's not a very interesting character to begin with, so there's like nothing to go behind on it, even if the set is a little bland. Yeah, I would say Fangz has a couple cool design choices on him, but he's kind of bland. And if you want to look at it, if you like Fangz more than Raja, or if you're like me, you like Raja more than Fangz, you could see how they're similar, different. You could say one stole the other's design choices, one or vice versa and all that. But I truly think that Fangz got the short end when it comes to just popping out, just grabbing your attention, because he doesn't really do a good job of that. I do like the tail, though. I have to say it's a better job than Raja's tail, just because it has a little bit more articulation, and you can get this spike kind of up here and actually use it as a weapon. And Raja didn't really have that, but and I mean, there's not as many open ball joints on the character at all either. There's only one, and it's in the middle there, and it's a little harder to see because they have these ball joints covering it up in the middle, but they did a good job trying to fill in most of it. Obviously you do have some open stuff, because that's just kind of the general look for the 3.0 wave. But that's kind of all I have to say about this character, this set, because he's truly not one of the most attention-grabbing looking sets, and he doesn't have a whole lot of new parts on him, and his color scheme is a little bland. So I give this character 6.5, somewhere around there, around 10, because he was actually the last one I got, just because I didn't really like him that much. I don't know. It's what you make of it, I guess, when it comes down to this type of set here, where it's kind of cool looking, but it's also just kind of like, you know? I think it's not a bad set, it's not a great set, it's just So I'm gonna go with the 6 out of 10. And next I'll be back with Scorpio, and then we'll get into the last 2 sets, which is Rock XL and Witch Doctor, hopefully to get a little bit more interesting than Fangz here. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any comments on Fangz yourself, if you have a differing opinion from mine, please tell it to me in the comments below, because truthfully I don't get a lot of comments on these videos anyway. And I'll see you guys later.